Way up to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
All right, way up. It's me, Angela Yee, and I got my guest host today. These are like my real friends in real life. Gigi McGuire is here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mano.
Hey. Back on a Monday. What's happening?
Back on a Monday. Monday, May 20th.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Now, Gigi, you know her as one of the hosts on Lip Service. Since the beginning of Lip Service.
Since the beginning. OG.
Gigi be knowing anniversaries and everything. She'll be like, this is the anniversary of that. I'm like, damn, I don't even know.
We will be celebrating 10 years, September 15th.
Oh, what? See what I'm saying? She the type of woman that knows all the anniversary dates. I don't be knowing anything. 10 years. Mm-hmm. All right, and Mano is here, of course. We got a lot to talk about this weekend. A lot happened.
A lot did happen.
A lot did happen. Me and Mano be on text like, yo. But we are going to talk about it today. I saw a lot of people backtracking on their statements and support of Diddy. And, you know, we'll talk about that. A lot of people that had previously wanted to give him grace or talked about his legacy and things like that. And now they're like, oh, this is wrong. It took footage for people to come out and say that, but we'll talk about it. In the meantime, we also have a very special guest joining us, Natasha Alford. She is the author of American Negra, but you've seen her on CNN. She's also an editor at The Griot, so we'll be talking to her today. It's Way Up. Let's shine a light and spread some love and positivity, because the Lord knows today of all days we need it. It's Way Up.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
All right, it's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Mano's here. Gigi's in the building.
Good morning.
Good morning, Gigi. And it's time to shine a light. And today,
who you shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on Issa Rae.
Okay.
All right. Issa Rae actually has partnered with Color Creative and Talitha Watkins, production and management and production company. They teamed up with Tubi, and they're going to be actually doing a lot of things for people who are creatives and filmmakers and first-time filmmakers from non-traditional backgrounds to help them create large-scale film projects with the help and guidance of the Color Creative team. So applicants can actually apply straight from their phone.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing, because you know how hard it is to get movies made and not have the support behind you. And so I feel like Issa Rae has been doing this work as far as trying to make sure that she supports up and coming creatives that can use it.
So she gonna have like budgets ready and stuff like that?
Absolutely. They're gonna have funding for the films, and that's a really big step, because we know how important.
That's the whole thing, right?
Gigi knows, because she got a whole movie about to come out, a whole docuseries. All right, but we'll talk about that in a little while. Now, who do you guys want to spread some love to and shine a light on? 800-292-5150. David, who do you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on my wife, Kenya Henson. We lost our daughter July 28th, 2023. She's just been keeping us together, holding it down, coming up with fundraisers to raise money for the headstones and everything. She's just been doing an amazing job. The greatest spouse anybody could ask for. Just want to let her know that I love her, and I'm always thinking of her.
Oh, that is so sweet. I am so sorry to hear that. What's the fundraiser so people listening can contribute?
Yeah, so it's up on the GoFundMe app.
Okay.
It just says Our Precious Angel, Corey Lee Zolani Collins.
Corey Lee Zolani Collins.
Yes.
All right. Can you do me a favor? Do you have Instagram or Twitter? You could DM it to me.
Okay, absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. You have a
and
beautiful
shout out
day.
to your beautiful wife for all that she does.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150, in case you couldn't get through. And Yeetie is next. And I feel like this morning we'll be talking about Diddy a lot. All right, so we'll start off with his statement, and then we'll give our opinions. We want to hear from you today, too. Of course, you can always leave a message to 800-292-5150.
They say it's truth in the room.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
It's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Mano's here.
New Mano.
And Gigi's guest co-hosting today
Gigi
from Lip
McGuire.
Service.
I am so happy to be here, you guys.
We're happy to have you.
I
You
love
look amazing,
y'all.
too.
Thank you.
Now, let's get into this Diddy stuff, because this is a lot going on this morning. So Diddy, as we all know, issued a statement over the weekend apologizing for what happened with Cassie, but everybody is like, what a weak ass apology that this was. Basically, they're saying he apologized because he got caught. All right. And previously he was saying he did nothing wrong, even when he ended up settling.
That's what the problem is.
That lawsuit. So back then you did nothing wrong. But now that this video footage has leaked, all of a sudden you're sorry.
He's sorry that we saw it.
Yeah, he's sorry that we saw it. And the way that this got leaked, it feels like during the house raid, these were taped.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like, because this was footage that was sold to him, and this is in Cassie's paperwork.
Right.
Yes.
That was sold by the hotel, surveillance video footage, and it is awful and horrifying to watch him in the hallway of a hotel wearing a towel, beating her. Who knows what happened behind closed doors.
It feels like the feds gave it to CNN, though.
All right, well, here is what Diddy had to say.
I was f***ed up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
People also feel like he's in Bali with Russell Simmons.
What? He was in rehab?
I don't know anything about this therapy he speaks of.
No, but rehab. Maybe he did therapy. Because you can do therapy and not...
Well, if he did therapy, he still was denying it.
Yes, he was.
And so that's why I'm saying, a lot of people would be like, oh, I'm in therapy. Oh, I did therapy to excuse previous...
What if he would have said early on, look, man, I did some stuff that I'm
not proud of.
Yeah. You know, in my relationship.
Then I would believe this apology more.
Yeah. It would be a softer blow.
And I'm apologizing doesn't make it over. But I would believe that he actually was feeling some type of remorse. A lot of people don't believe that. And as far as him being charged with anything, the LAPD can't charge him because this occurred in 2016. So if that conduct was depicted at that time, they said we would be unable to charge as the conduct would have occurred beyond the timeline where a crime of assault can be prosecuted. But they're saying anybody who has more information, please come forward, and they're encouraging that.
I think that there's going to be more stuff.
Oh, they raided that house and they were looking for things, and they knew there were things there.
He should have got rid of that evidence. You paid for that. You should have trashed that.
I believe they definitely gonna try something else.
Another thing that I saw was Tiffany Red, and she is the person that was close to Cassie that has talked about witnessing incidents with Puff and things on her birthday and seeing how violent and aggressive he was toward her. And she was on CNN talking about Cassie confiding to her about this incident.
Cassie confided in me about this incident when I was working with her around this time, around 2016. Their relationship was volatile for sure. Like, you could tell that she was afraid of him.
But another thing she did, and we'll talk about this later, she went live. And people were asking her questions, and they're like, why didn't you do something at the time? And she really explained how impossible it was. She was like, this is a person who was indicted for shooting someone in a nightclub and got off. And then she talks about other incidents, and we're going to play that for you later, where she discusses him hanging somebody off the balcony. Upside down for standing up for Cassie. And we'll discuss all of that. In the meantime, About Last Night is next. 800-292-5150. We'll discuss what we did last night. I feel like a lot of y'all were watching the playoffs last night. Yeah. All right, it's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
It's way up. I'm Angela Yee on a Monday. And Mano's in the building. Gigi McGuire, guest hosting for the first time.
Yes, I am so happy.
And your birthday's coming up?
It's Thursday.
Okay. Feeling good?
I feel amazing.
So what was your night like last night?
So last night we had some family time at the family home here in New York.
Okay.
And the kids were in the pool, and I barbecued, and my friends and family from Philly came up, and a few friends from that live here in New York. You were invited, but
I'm working on
You're
house
working
things.
on your house, so
know.
I understand. But I'm here with you today.
Yes, you are. And in Dallas over the weekend. We'll be at the Togetherland Festival.
So My cousin Anissa, happy birthday to her. Her birthday is today.
Okay.
We are actually born 3 days apart, and we've been together our whole lives. So we celebrated her yesterday. We celebrated life. We enjoyed some family time. You know, I love to cook, so I cooked for everybody.
That is so nice to have some place where you could be at home celebrating. Because sometimes, right about now, I was reading about like the economy and how less people aren't going out like they used to.
Yeah.
And so being at home, I feel like that's a real LA thing too.
Let me tell you something. And for the amount of money that we spent on groceries, that was just like me and one of my girls going to lunch. Like if me and you went to a nice lunch right now, we spent that on groceries, and I fed about 20 people.
That's so much better if you can do that.
And I spent a few hours cooking, and it was like therapeutic. You know, I love to just
you can come over anytime.
I can't wait to come cook.
That's really a better vibe, though.
It is to be home. A lot of people, we don't have that privilege.
I can't wait to
space.
cook at Angela's house.
Right?
Yeah, he's gonna teach us how to make some jail meals.
I'm with that.
Yeah, some oodles and noodles, some chichi.
Nah, I ain't gonna bring none of that. I'm gonna bring the real cooks over, the real jail cooks.
All right. Well, over the weekend, I actually hosted an event in Queens at New York City Care. It's an adult daycare center, but it's Black owned. Oh, wow. And there's not a lot of Black owned senior centers. And so it was a beautiful Black party. There were all Black vendors that were there, music, everything. So it was a beautiful experience. Shout out to everybody that was there, that came out, and just to see that, because you got to think about what are you going to do for your family members? Yeah. It's a blessing to be able to make it to be a senior. And so you want to make sure that they're taken care of, that they're having a good time. So shout out to everybody for NYC Care for having such a great event. Mano, I know you're working on music.
Of course. We just finished the Lobby Boy.
You finished, so it's mixed and mastered and done.
It's going to mastering this week.
All right.
Dropping in July.
Congratulations. New Mano.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when we come back, we want to discuss, the Diddy was huge over the weekend. And one person who is speaking out and has been speaking out is Cassie's friend, Tiffany Red. Here's what she had to say.
We have a friend who was hung from Cassie's balcony because this person was there for her. So miss me with the, what would you, why didn't you, what did y'all do then? You don't know, but trust and believe the people who have tried to protect Cassie have paid for it.
All right, we want to see what your thoughts are about feeling powerless. A lot of people are like, why didn't somebody say something? Why didn't somebody do something? But, she brought up a lot of good points, and we'll play some more of this audio, too, about why she felt powerless against somebody who had so much money, so much power, and felt like she couldn't do anything. 800-292-5150. Have you ever felt powerless? Instead of tell us a secret, we want to hear your stories about feeling like, I wish I could do something, but I don't know what's going to happen to me or if it's going to matter. 800-292-5150.
Yeah, what's happening?
You wanna know my name?
Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn me on.
It's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Gigi McGuire's here.
Hi.
Mano's here.
New Mano.
Gigi needs a
drop.
Yeah,
we got to get
We'll
her
have
one.
to get me one for when I come back.
Gigi crazy.
Oh my God.
All right, well, let's talk about this. We've been talking about Cassie and Diddy's quote unquote apology because I know right now, and to me, he should have just kept quiet. All right, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to talk about times when you felt powerless. I saw Tiffany Red, who is a friend of Cassie's that has spoken out. She's in the paperwork, and she talks about feeling, people were like, why didn't you say something sooner? Here's what she had to say.
A world famous influential billionaire who has more resources to shut you down than anyone. We have a friend who was hung from Cassie's balcony because this person was there for her. So miss me with the, what would you, why didn't you, what did y'all do then? You don't know, but trust and believe the people who have tried to protect Cassie have paid for it.
Ooh, okay. Well, we were asking, have you ever felt like you were in a situation where you couldn't do anything and you felt powerless? Mano, we'll start with you.
I don't recall being in a situation. The only thing I could probably think about is being in prison, being powerless in prison, not being able to control your life, your destiny, being told what to do, when to eat, when to sleep. So that's probably what I can come up with. And that's a real thing, because even if they do something that they shouldn't, you can't really do anything about it, because if you speak out, you'll get treated worse. Of course, I've been beat. Yeah. I've been beat by prison guards.
And there's nothing you could do.
On different occasions. Yeah, so you know what? I can relate to that. And I never said nothing about it.
Because what can you say?
Right? I never said nothing about it. You think like, oh man, I'm gonna write somebody.
People would be like, if that was me, I would have.
Yeah.
There's no rebellion going on.
I took that.
Okay. What about you, Gigi? Have you ever felt like you were in a situation and couldn't say anything?
Absolutely. I've been a victim of domestic violence on more than one occasion and more than one relationship, shall I say. And there was a time when I just felt like, what can I do? You know, not even really say, but what can I do? Because it wasn't really a secret. But it was actually my friends who told me that if you don't get away from this man, he's going to end up killing you. And I ended up moving to Atlanta from Philly to get away from that person.
Well, thank God for your friends, because sometimes you isolate yourself from your friends in a situation like that.
What about you, Angelina?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that sometimes, especially in this industry that we're in, there's people who have power, and if you speak out against them, you could potentially lose your job. People won't believe you. There's nothing you could really do about it when people are in positions where, you know, they have authority and things that they could do.
Position of power.
And they'll try to squash you and end your career if you do anything. And so sometimes you have to be like, all right, I got to just play my cards right. And we see a lot of people coming forward talking about things they've had to deal with in the workplace, but later on when they feel like they have got to a certain point, or there's a group of people that are coming forward, and now I feel emboldened to be able to say something. It's hard. All right, well, we want to see what you guys have to say. 800-292-5150. This caller wants to remain anonymous. Hi, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's me, Gigi and Mano, and we're wondering, has there been a time that you felt like you were powerless?
Yes, there has been a time. Actually, maybe 2 years ago, where I was at the workplace. I'm not going to say any names, but I will say that my boss was the one who would make secret passes at me, or he'll want me to stay longer at the office when I didn't, need to. And he'll try me a couple of times, but it got to the point where he would even held me back from promotion or trying to get, a raise. Was just horrible. And he'll use his power over me so I can stay where I need to stay, because I have to go through him in order to, level up. So it took me to the point where I had to literally get up and move to go really chase my dreams. And I'm so happy I got out of that.
I'm so sorry, because it's awful when people are like, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you do something? But like you said, he was preventing you from getting a promotion even.
So you eventually just had to move away?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of better for me to move away. I didn't even like the area I was in, so I felt like it was a sign where I need to get out.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah. You didn't have nobody like a brother or uncle to come up there and whip his ass?
Of course I did, but I just know if they get a help to it, it's over.
Right. Imagine now they end up going to jail, and then you feel terrible that you call people to come do something, Well, thank you for calling.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, we have Cassie on the line, ironically enough. Cassie.
Hey.
Hey, we're with Mano and Gigi. We want to know about, have you ever felt powerless?
Yes, I have had friends that go back that's in an abusive relationship, and it's like it's out of my hands. I have a family to think about. You know what I mean? So I definitely get what Tiffany is talking about.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you have to think about self. Nobody else is going to think about self besides self.
All right, well, thank you, Cassie, for calling.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right. Well, listen, we got a lot more to talk about this morning. But you know what? When we come back, let's talk about Meg Thee Stallion. She has another business that she's launching, and I'm interested to try this one. It's way up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
It's way up. I'm Angela Yee. Mano's here. New Mano. My girl Gigi McGuire is here.
Gigi's here.
Let's get into some Yee tea. So Megan Thee Stallion has announced the launch of her own tequila. The body of the bottle looks amazing, by the way, if y'all have had a chance to see it. But she said it's going to be dropping soon. So I'm excited for that because I'm a tequila drinker.
Yeah.
So
am I.
Yeah, we know. So, yes. All right. Now, let's get back into some more Diddy news. Mayor Eric Adams is talking about revoking the key to the city that Diddy has. Yeah, they've never done this before. Here's what he had to say.
We've never rescinded a key before, but we are now sitting down to see what the next steps forward are going to be.
So you are considering it?
We are taking everything under analysis, and the team will come back with me with a final determination.
Damn, that's crazy if he got to come back and drop that key back off.
Snatch that key.
Yeah, change the lock.
Change the lock and drop that key back off. Leave it at the desk.
All right, and Revolt also put out a statement that they are deeply saddened and disturbed by the recent video circulating of our former chairman, Sean Diddy Combs. Even with his recent separation from Revolt, it is still our duty to address this matter and recognize the direct impact it has on our staff, our audience, and the culture we represent. So they want to stand in solidarity. They also want to make sure y'all know former.
Exactly. I felt that's what I got out of it. They was letting y'all know that he not here no more.
Yeah,
please don't cancel
y'all know,
Right,
don't cancel us.
do not get it twisted. We by ourselves right now.
He is no longer a part of this organization.
All right, and Diddy's former assistant was also on CNN, which is where that footage of him brutally beating Cassie first surfaced. And here is what she had to say about everything that's happening. Her name is Susie Seale, and she was Diddy's assistant while he was dating Cassie.
I observed nothing. I rode in the limos with them. I went to parties with them. I guess what I would say is, even though I never saw anything that could corroborate what's in that lawsuit and what we just saw, there was not one cell in my body that was surprised.
So she didn't see anything, but she wasn't surprised.
All right, surprised though. Like, I'm not surprised to hear it.
I mean, it was. Yeah. There were definitely people who were like, "All right, let's not rush to judgment. She got her payout. Why didn't she leave? If that was the case, she was, And then they saw this, and everybody I felt like was backtracking. Now, Aubrey, who has from day one been saying that Diddy was an awful human being, said Diddy did not apologize to Cassie. He apologized to the world for seeing what he did. He says he's disgusted with himself now, and he was disgusted with himself then, but apparently he wasn't disgusted enough with himself to not pen this statement calling her a liar and denying all of it. Leave God and mercy out of this. They aren't present here, and you know it.
Wow.
All right, and in some good news, Juvenile has announced a new Hot Boys album with Lil Wayne, BG, and Turk. It'll be their first in over 2 decades. So people are really excited for this.
Hot Boys is back together, man. What you talking about? Put the Hot Boys back together. And we already started working on the Hot Boys album.
New Hot Boys.
Can you get some
album.
scoop for us, Gigi?
Oh my God, I can't wait to hear this. So, they're actually doing a Birdman and Friends presents 30 years of Cash Money Millionaires celebration this year at the Essence Festival in New Orleans.
Where you'll be?
So, I will actually be doing my very first red carpet interviews correspondent for our podcast Lip Service.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm so excited about that. But I am a Cash Money Millionaire fan, honey. I can't wait
and you know
for
when
this.
that beat drops?
Woo! For the 99 and the 2000.
Okay.
I can't wait for this one. So I'm very excited. And I'm very excited to hear this new music as well.
All right, well, good. I love to see it. And then that was your Yeetie. When we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They are flying under the radar. It's way up.
I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's way up. I'm Angela Yee. Gigi's here.
Hello.
And Mano's in the building.
No, Mano!
You got to get you a drop.
I know. We're going to work on
Gigi
it.
Crazy. What is
Gigi
gonna be?
Crazy.
Let's show me the money. Well, we love Gigi Crazy because I
really
at least
are.
I can admit that I'm somewhat crazy.
Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you how I knew she was crazy because I told her this story we're about to do and her mouth dropped open. Okay. But anyway, it's about a daycare owner and 3 of her employees. They turned themselves in on child endangerment charges in New Hampshire. Investigators said they were sprinkling melatonin on the children's food in the daycare. So all 4 of them were charged with 10 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. An investigation was actually initiated back in 2023 after detectives received a report alleging unsafe practices going on in an in-home daycare. So police have not detailed the course of action yet, but you know that melatonin will make those kids sleep.
They was trying to knock them babies out.
Knocking them babies out.
Think about what our parents used to do, though.
So let me tell y'all, as a young mother, when I wanted to go outside, my sister would only agree to watch my daughter at night when she went to sleep. So Benadryl was my melatonin.
You had to put it to
baby,
sleep.
a couple drops in a hot tea bottle, in a warm tea bottle, put that baby right to sleep. But you don't do that to nobody else's kids, okay? You put your own kids to sleep.
Right.
Not people paying you to watch their kids and you put them to sleep with the melatonin. They need to be prosecuted.
Yeah, so yeah, you can't just give kids things like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Imagine how the parents felt
And listen,
after
you know
finding this out.
melatonin come in gummies for children, so they was like, here, take a gummy.
Oh my
terrible.
gosh. All right, well, Target is also lowering the prices on 5,000 frequently bought items, so that's going to affect grocery and household staples. Nice to hear price cuts instead of raising the prices.
Instead of
That's
inflation.
a lot more of a rare story, so they said that's going to happen to stay competitive amid signs that customers are experiencing price fatigue, and yes, we are. So the rate of annual inflation is stuck above 3%. A lot of things are happening, and so people are trying to make their budget. I was reading about ways that people are cutting their budgets right now. So paper towels, diapers, milk, bread, fruit, vegetables, meat, all of those things. People are concerned about those. All right. That is your Under the Radar. Now, when we come back, we got your Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, we have a special guest joining us. She's now an author, Natasha S. Alford. Her memoir is out, American Negra, but you see her on CNN. You know, she is one of the digital editors. She is the digital editor at The Griot, but she's been in this business for quite some time, and she is amazing and brilliant, and you're going to love her. It's Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
It's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Mano's here.
New Mano.
Yeah.
Gigi McGuire is our guest host.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And let's get into some Yee T. Now, Eminem's oldest daughter, Haley J. Scott, got married to her fiance, Evan McClintock, over the weekend. They got married on Saturday in Battle Creek, Michigan, and it was at a place called Green Crest Manor. So it looks like a beautiful thing. He did do the first dance with her, so shout out to them. Congratulations. All right, and speaking of Eminem, let's talk about 50 Cent now. He is threatening to sue Suntory Global Spirits with congressional action. There's a $6 million lawsuit that's happening. I guess they changed their name. So previously...
What was the name before?
I think it was like Suntory, it was Suntory Beam. Yes. It was called Beam Suntory, and now they're Suntory Global Spirits. So he's like, you know, you can't go ahead and change your name and think that's going to fix the problem, and you have to correct what was done to my brands. I attempted to resolve the matter not once but twice. Now the legal process will play out publicly for everyone to see what really happened and how Suntory Global Spirits would rather spend millions to protect and conceal criminal conduct instead of doing the right thing. So we shall see.
One thing 50 gonna do is sue somebody, okay?
I know that's right. He got them on deck, okay? So they were trying to go to mediation, and then I guess
work.
Yeah, things didn't happen. But it was an embezzlement scheme, like we said, that involved about $6 million in unpaid invoices. All right, now let's discuss Colin Jost joke swap with Michael Che. He was laughing so hard he could barely read the joke on SNL. And here's what that sounded like, because he had to come at Kendrick Lamar.
I want to call out the biggest of all, Kendrick Lamar. Or should I say littlest? Oh, your war with Drake may be over, but your war with Michael Che is just beginning. So to quote Hamilton, shoot your shot, player.
So they have to read each other's jokes. So hopefully Kendrick Lamar goes in on him, because that would be really funny.
Wow.
If they do something like that. Now I want to talk about this docuseries that I was watching over the weekend on Ashley Madison. Did anybody watch this?
I saw the preview for that. What is that about?
So Ashley Madison was a website that was
AshleyMadison.com
for cheating.
Yes, for married people to cheat.
They want to cheat,
and it was
nice.
They were told that their information would be kept confidential, but unfortunately there was a breach, and somebody cyber attacked them, and you know, people, I guess, are still using the service. So they said it's actually boosting membership, especially from famous people now.
It's still up?
Wow. Yeah, thanks to the docuseries.
I'm going to sign up and see if I find some cheaters.
Ashley Madison, Sex, Lies, and Scandal. It's #1 on Netflix. It was a dating site for married people. Their tagline, life is short, have an affair.
Nice.
You like that?
Like that.
Wow.
Nice.
But now they have 365,000 new users per month, and they also have celebrity involvement. But just imagine how devastating this is for these guys that were cheating and using this website
and thought
to cheat.
that it would be anonymous.
And thought that they would be protected.
So hold on.
Everybody cheating.
You have to be in a relationship to go on there?
Most of them are married.
Yeah, it gives people... I guess they were supposed to feel safer cheating using this website, knowing that you're married. There was one woman on there that was cheating. She did not care. When I tell you she gave 0 Fs, I mean, you got to watch it.
I am so interested in this documentary.
I'm interested
I can't wait to see
in the
it.
website.
Okay.
You want to log in? I just want to view. I just want to see.
And lastly, in other breaking news, Victoria Monet has revealed that she is battling an ongoing health crisis and she's canceled all of her shows. And this is such an amazing, amazing time. She's so dope.
Yes.
But she's no longer going to be able to perform at Governor's Ball, at the Roots Picnic, or Blavity. She said she's very sorry and she is not going to address this right now, but she will be back out there soon. And she said it was not an easy call, but for all the other shows, after that, I guess they're still moving forward as planned, so we will keep you guys updated on what's happening. But we're sending you so much love, Victoria Monet. One of the albums of the year for sure.
We love her.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. We have Monday Main Ovation.
Right.
We need that after a crazy weekend. And then right now, let's hear some T-Pain. Oh, buy you a drink. Y'all want me to buy y'all a drink?
Please.
All right. I got some right here. It's way up.
You vibing way up with Angela Yee.
Come right back.
More now.
All right, it's way up. I'm Angela Yee. My girl Gigi McGuire is guest hosting.
Happy Monday.
And you know what that means. It's a Monday, so it's time for some
Main Ovation.
That's right.
No hesitation in any situation. And I will say this. Shout out to my guy DJ Sus One.
Hey, City in the city.
Live your truth. Live your truth. That is Main Ovation today. Live your truth. And that means living your truth no matter if that seems like it's a lie to somebody else. Whatever your truth is, you got to live it. You got to be honest with who you are.
Especially if that video comes out.
What video are you talking about?
Footage. I'm not talking about you. You got
no, I'm saying, listen, stop playing with me. We can't play these games when we talking about the times that we in right now. Okay. Like, ain't no footage on me. At least I don't think so. But live your truth. Because the only way to write your story is to be honest with who you are. Yes. Right? And life is a book. So we still writing as we go. So live your truth, live in your truth, be who you are, regardless of what. Be unapologetic about who you are. That's it, man. That is actually it.
Yeah.
You love that?
And growth is essential. So Absolutely. Who you were previously may not be who you are
now.
Right.
Like I feel like I remember being born. That's my truth.
Oh God.
You saw the light.
I saw the light.
So you came out with your eyes open?
I remember the light. Is what I'm saying. Like, I remember being born.
You
like
the umbilical cord being cut.
Mm-hmm.
It was a light. I remember.
Said, ow, it's uncomfortable.
You felt the doctor smack you on your booty.
No, what it was I remember like feeling like I couldn't breathe.
Okay, you know what? Some babies are born with their eyes open.
Yeah.
Some of them a few minutes after birth.
My sister was born with a black eye.
Whoa.
And a bus.
She was in there fighting to come out.
Yeah.
That's her truth.
That's true. That's her truth.
That's her truth. And that's my truth.
Okay.
I'm living in my truth.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
It explains a lot.
I'm writing my story, baby.
Eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open.
All right, well, that is your Main Ovation. And when we come back, Ask Yee with the award-winning advice giver whose eyes were open at birth.
Hey.
New Maino.
Award-winning. You know me.
Gigi McGuire's here.
Yeah.
Ask Yee when we come back. 800-292-5150.
Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Gigi's here. And the award-winning advice giver, Maino, is here.
Award-winning.
And it's time for Ask Yee. And we have Tasha on the line. What's up, Tasha?
Hi.
Hey, girl. What's your question for us?
Okay, so at my job, I'm seeing someone. He's a supervisor, and his ex-fiance works here as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was my supervisor for a while. It was an issue. Now he's going to be my supervisor again. And I just don't know how to go forward because we really can't be out with it here at work because it will cause problems.
Okay.
And so now I'm starting to feel away.
Okay, so he is your supervisor, but his ex-fiance works there.
She does.
Does she know about y'all?
No. No one does.
No one knows.
So what's really the problem? If that's the ex-fiance and you already know y'all can't be out with it, but y'all can be in with it.
Are you friends with her?
I'm not.
Okay.
How does he feel about
I don't know her. I'm cordial.
Oh.
But I don't really know her to have any loyalty to her.
It sounds like you're answering the question yourself.
Right, so what's really the problem?
Well, the problem is he wants to be more out, and so do I. But it just feels like it might be wrong or it's going to cause problems.
I think take your time as far as being out. Because what if y'all come out with this and then break up anyway? You know what I mean? Make sure it's real before you do that.
And is there some type of rule within the workspace that you guys can't date?
Well, the thing is, he can't be my supervisor, I don't think.
Okay.
So that's right. So that's the problem right there.
There's a lot at stake
so,
here.
Right. So you can't. So you can't go out with. You can't come out with it and be like flirty or showing.
Unless you plan on getting a new job.
Is he still attracted to his ex?
It doesn't seem like it to me. And like, I go to his house and stuff like that. She knows where he lives. He doesn't hide my car or anything.
Are you attracted to his ex?
Shut up. They're not having a threesome, Mano. Stop it.
I was going to ask
right.
if the ex still wants to be with the
Right,
supervisor.
so maybe they all could be together.
No.
Sharing is caring.
No, I don't get down like that.
Okay.
I feel like she might have moved on, but I still see her side-eyeing people that they...
I mean, look, that's a natural thing, but you're not doing anything wrong. The only wrong thing might be like what Gigi said, if there's some type of rule against that in the workplace, which is why you have to be cautious of that. So I would leave my personal relationship at home and my work relationship in the workspace.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good luck. I hope it works out.
Write me a review on Yelp with advice.
Award-winning advice giver, Mano.
Well, listen, if you guys couldn't get through, 800-292-5150, you can leave a message. We'll answer your questions that way. And when we come back, we have Natasha S. Alford joining us. She's a senior VP of digital at the Griot. She's also a contributor for CNN, and she's an author of American Negra. It's a memoir that's out right now. It's way up.
Let's go. Turn me up.
Here we go again.
This is Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and I am very excited to be joined today by Natasha Alford, who is many things, but you are a CNN political analyst, but also the VP of digital content and senior correspondent at the Griot.
Yeah.
And you have multiple degrees, but also an author. Let's not forget that.
Yes,
American
I wrote a book.
Negra. Am I saying it right?
You're saying it right. Actually, I was advised when I was coming up with this book idea, like, be careful with the title. People might be a little afraid of the title, but you said it right. And that was the hope, that people would learn to say it and learn what it means.
And I want you to talk about this because for me, I'm a person who's, I'm half Chinese and I'm also half West Indian. And so whenever I would go get my hair done at the Dominican salon, I would have to explain because they always thought I was Dominican. So I would have to say, soy china y negra.
Yeah.
And let them know that, because, I can speak a little Spanish because I'm from New York.
It's so relatable because a lot of us are asked that question, what are you? And I think that is what sent me on this journey to be like, well, who am I? But also, what did I need to know back then to actually love myself, to accept myself? And it takes time. So whoever reads this book is really going on a journey of self-discovery that I hope is relatable to a lot of people. A lot of people come from multi-ethnic families. Like, this is more normal in America today and will soon be part of the majority. So I thought it was important to talk about what it's like to live between multiple cultures.
Right now, I'm talking to Natasha S. Alford. Her book, American Negra, is available right now. I think that timing-wise, this is also a great time for us to have this conversation, watching everything that just transpired with Kendrick and Drake, too. Part of that battle was Kendrick telling Drake, you can't use the N-word, right? Because he is half white and half black. I want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Well, I think it's this idea of using blackness when it's commercially advantageous to you. People have an issue with that. And it's about being authentic, right? And so I think that there are people who see Drake sort of almost step into different cultures and sort of assume, right? He gives you that sound. One time, it's
patois.
Afro beats and then it's patois. And it's like, I think there's a way to do it that pays homage, but then there's this line of, are you exploiting people? I think it's a question we're all asking about, who has the right to? And what's interesting, Angela, this Lala Bad Bunny interview, did you see that?
Where she was on the red carpet and she was able to fluidly go in between English and Spanish, and she did a great job.
She did, but there were some people who thought she didn't do good enough.
Oh.
Right? So even though there were all these people like, oh, look, this is an example of an Afro-Latina, this is an example of diaspora, there were people like, but does she really speak Spanish? Well, how come she didn't, respond more in Spanish? Like, there's always somebody trying to gatekeep. Yeah, and tell you that you aren't what you are. So I think that's the flip side, the negative flip side of trying to tell somebody who they aren't when clearly like that is their culture. And I think that's part of, you know, what the book tries to do as well, is to raise the visibility of Black Latinas. And there are a lot of us out there. Think about it. We've got Cardi B and Offset. Like, that's an example of children who are going to grow up with different ethnicities or cultures, and those are Black children. So what does it mean to live at that intersection and have some people tell you, oh, well, you're not enough of this, or you're not that?
Natasha S. Alford is here joining me. She's the VP of Digital Content and Senior Correspondent for The Grio, and a CNN political analyst and an author. We have more with her when we come back. It's Way Up.
Body, listen. Yeah. It's what you all been waiting for.
You're tapped in to Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? Is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Natasha S. Alford is here with me. American Negra is out right now. There were so many other things that I had that I wanted to talk about in this book. You know what? Let's do one of them.
Okay.
You know, because you get personal on certain things that happened when you were younger. And there was a time in high school, there was an older guy.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
They used to
yeah.
hang around the high school. And you being young and innocent, all right, ended up, you know, going back to his house with him. Thank God nothing happened to you.
Thankfully.
But I was thinking about that situation, about how many times people will blame a woman or blame a young girl and call her fast for being in that situation. You were a virgin. You ended up at his house. You were scared. He was on top of you, like, and fortunately he was like, all right, this is too much. Let me just take you home. And nothing happened. But I just thought about how many times as young girls we make decisions that we wish we wouldn't have made and then end up in a terrible situation that could have gone awful.
Well, one thing is our culture is so fear-based, our young people are afraid to tell us what's going on. So we think we'll get punished if we ask certain questions or talk about certain relationships that are developing, and all you do is you just push the activity into the quiet, right? Into the dark where it can't be seen or monitored. So I believe in creating a culture where we do talk about these things with our young people. Second, I think there is this, I mean, we're seeing it even with the rap beef we were just talking about. Like, how normal is it for people to go after young girls? You know, that's just normal. We had older guys driving around the high schools all the time, and young girls think like they're flattered by it. They think it means, oh, this means I'm smart, this means I'm mature, and we have to put our young girls up on game. Like, no, that's part of the game,
right?
To make you think that you are special in some way, when really what grown man will want,
he's a pervert,
anything to do with a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, right? But I wanted to be honest about these things, because I think people just think, oh, you know, Harvard, she's on CNN. People project a lot of things. Like, they assume they know what your life is. And I had the life of, it was like a regular Black girl growing up in upstate New York. Like, this is what we were dealing with. Older adult men driving by the high school trying to pick us up.
That is not normal.
That is not normal. So I wanted to talk about that to, you know, free us up to share the lessons we've learned, and hopefully, you know, it inspires somebody. I think it's a great coming of age story for sure.
It is.
If it's a
I learned
young
a lot about
person.
You I've known you for a long time.
I know,
and I've
right?
admired all the work that you've been doing for, you know, over a decade now.
Wow.
I want to say. So
thank you. You were a part of my journey. I mean, you were one of the first people to help me do a national radio interview back when I was on the Breakfast Club. And thank you for being somebody who opens doors for others and doesn't like close them behind you. So,
well, hopefully we do a whole lot more together, because you know, anything you need, I'm here. So,
thank you, sis. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna be holding you to that same standard.
Yes, absolutely. We in it together.
It is a critical time, so I do want to make sure, you know, as we're on this platform right now, that you're agreeing that you'll be back.
I will be back.
All right, well, guys, make sure you pick up this book. You are gonna love it. It's amazing. If you have, you know, children, I think this is a great book for them to read too, for the youth. But for somebody like myself, seeing your whole journey, seeing where you are today, it was definitely something special to be able to read. American Negra is out right now. Natasha Alford, thank you so much.
Thank you, Angela.
You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee. And when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Mano is here.
Yep.
Gigi is here.
Hello.
Gigi McGuire. Make sure you check her out on Lip Service too, every single week from the beginning, 10 years in.
Period.
Poo. And thank you guys for calling in today. We were talking about feeling powerless, and have you ever been in that situation? Mano, you realize you have been in that situation.
I realize that I have. Young black male out here fighting for his freedom.
And Gigi, you said you have too. Everybody, I think, was very vulnerable. And I can't imagine that there's anybody in this world that has never felt like that.
Right.
And this is all of us talking about Cassie in the wake of that video that emerged of what Diddy did to her, where he viciously and brutally attacked her. So, yes, we appreciate that. And thank you to Natasha S. Alford for joining us. Her book, American Negra, is out right now. So make sure you guys pick that up. Brilliant conversation. And, of course, y'all have the last word.
Hi, Angela. My name is Lakeisha, and I was calling about feeling powerless. I just want to just say that I did feel powerless when my son was murdered, and the murderer, he had a paid lawyer, twisted the whole case, and I felt powerless because I didn't have a lawyer. I just had the DA who was working with the lawyer. And it's just when you have money or people in places and things, you lose out on a lot. And I just wanted to say, yes, I feel powerless till this day because my son's life mattered, and at that time it didn't.
Good morning, this is Jai. I just wanted to shout out Dr. Jamal Bryant and 19 Keys. Both have been educating the community and standing up for the community.
Angela Yee is way up.